Hey everyone, I'm Rosie and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a new tool that I want to try out and put to the test. I recently got the Gyro-Cut. It's this weird looking X-Acto knife that's all over my TikTok feed. People are tagging me in the videos. I'm getting comments asking people if I've tried it before, and I just got one and I'm really excited to bust into this thing, see if it really works, see how it compares to a normal X-Acto knife, if it's any good. So let's open this thing up and see what it's all about. Let's take a quick look at the packaging. So we have the Gyro-Cut, works like a pen, cuts like a knife. We have a little instructional booklet in here and then the actual knife. My first impression is that this packaging is very weird. I'm not sure why there's two pockets. I mean, I think I could reuse this for something kind of fun in the future, but it's just kind of weird for this thing. There is a little safety guard, at least I'm assuming that's what that is, on the knife, but I mean, it feels pretty comfortable. Let's read the instructions. I am one to read instructions, so let's just take a quick look. The instructions are just in a bunch of different languages, so I guess we'll read the English one. Because of its unique patented design, Gyro-Cut is ideal for decoupage, stencil cutting, graphic design, scrapbooking, artwork, and a wide variety of crafting applications. That sounds like us. Always use a self-healing cutting mat. Always use that. In normal use, the blade should last many times longer than a scalpel blade. That's good to know because it didn't come with any replacement blades. I didn't see replacement blades that you can buy, so I hope you don't have to buy a whole new thing. That sounds a little bit wasteful. All right, read the instructions. Let's get out a piece of paper and just do some cuts and see what it's all about. It does feel nice to hold. It feels like a pen. It's, ergonomical, I guess you call that. Okay, not off to a good start. We're off to a really bad start. Oh, maybe the blade was just backwards? Okay, so the blade definitely has to be facing the correct way. There's definitely a little bit of an angle to it, and you need it to be facing one way because the other way it doesn't quite work. I have heard there's a little bit of a learning curve to this, so maybe I should take 5-10 minutes, play around a little bit, see if I get more comfortable, and I'll report back. Whoa, okay, I was skeptical, but okay, whoa, look at me go. So I noticed this isn't cutting through the cardstock. I know that cardstock is a lot thicker, but if you were trying to cut out something really, intricate and squiggly, going over this exactly twice, I think would be really challenging. So I'm not exactly sure if maybe this isn't supposed to be used for cardstock, and we'll try it with normal paper in a little bit, but I am noticing that and it's a little bit of a bummer. Man, doing this with an X-Acto knife would be really challenging. I find circles and round shapes in general with an X-Acto knife to be very challenging. I will say this is a little bit unpredictable. I don't think I was being the most precise with this, but I mean, I just quickly cut out 5 circles and that was really easy. I'm a little bit impressed. I want to try something a little bit more precise, so I found this rose and I want to try to cut this out and see if we really follow the lines, because I'm a little bit worried that this doesn't actually cut really where you want it, but I'm going to try really hard to be really precise and we'll see what happens. Okay, so far so good. I'm still practicing the pivoting. I still don't quite get that. Okay, so I did all right. The second half is definitely a little bit better than the first half where I was struggling a little bit. I think I still need a lot more practice. There is definitely a learning curve to this. You can't just pick it up right away and be a master at it. So I'm gonna find some other things to practice cutting out because I need to practice. So I've cut out a bunch more turtles and a couple other animals. I think I'm starting to get the hang of this thing, but I want to put this to the test now. So I have 3 of the exact same card here with these adorable illustrations of puppies, and I want to put the Gyro-Cut to the test against some of my more normal tools. So I want to cut out all the dogs out of all 3 of these cards, and with each card I want to use a different tool. So the first card, I'll use the Gyro-Cut. The second card, I'll use my X-Acto knife. Excuse you, my X-Acto knife. Pardon me. And with the third card, I'll use scissors. Now, I want to sort of rate on a couple of criteria. I want to see which is the quickest, so I'm going to time how long it takes me for each card. I also want to measure the precise levels, which of these 3 tools cut the most precisely. And then I'll also rate on sort of a comfort scale on how easy to use each tool was. So I'm really curious what's going to happen. A few predictions. I think in terms of preciseness, scissors are going to win. I do think the X-Acto knife is going to be the worst in all of the categories, but I don't know. So I think I'm going to start with the X-Acto knife just as sort of a baseline, and then maybe we'll do scissors and then the Gyro-Cut and sort of compare at the end. Let me get my timer set up and we'll get this competition going. All right, here we go. Stop. Okay, all done with my first set of dogs from the X-Acto knife. I would say pretty good. 14 minutes. Okay, that's just a little bit longer than I thought. I had estimated about 10 minutes, so that's, I feel like, reasonable. I forgot X-Acto knives are a little bit tiring on the finger, and they're not the most precise ever. You know, there are definitely areas where I would go back in and clean that up, but overall, not bad. Pretty good process. Okay, scissors are next. I'm really excited about this one because they're my favorite tool and they're so comfortable, and I think this is gonna be a breeze. So let's see how long it takes. All right, go. All right, done. Okay, 10:51. Definitely quicker than the scissors, which were 14. Honestly, I think I thought it was gonna be quicker, but it was such a nice experience just holding scissors and, you know, snipping along. It's so just relaxing and easy. I also think the precision is just a little bit better. It's definitely not perfect, but I think that this is a little bit cleaner than what we saw with the X-Acto knife. Okay, last but not least, we're gonna use the Gyro-Cut. I'm very excited to see how this works. Is it gonna be way slower? Is it gonna be faster? What's it gonna be like? I have no idea. Let's just jump into it. All right. Whoa, okay, that was smooth. That was really smooth. Okay, done. Whoa, wait, that's faster than scissors. I got them all right. Wow, whoa. That is wild. I will say I'm warming up to this thing a little bit. There were a couple dogs, I think this one in particular, where I was in the groove. This guy came out so fast, one little movement, and he was out. And it was wild. You know, a lot of these cuts aren't perfect, but I would say it's pretty similar to what the X-Acto knife did. And there are some areas that are better than others, which makes me think that maybe I just need to use this thing a little bit more. Wow, I'm super impressed. Let's go over some final thoughts. I'm pretty impressed with this thing. I went into this very skeptical, but this thing has definitely grown on me. I thought it was gonna be really gimmicky, but there's definitely some potential here. So let's get on to the results. For the speed test, the gyro came in first place, the scissors came in second place, and then the X-Acto knife was in dead last. For precision, I think the scissors did a little bit of a better job than the other two, and I do think there was a tie for second place between the gyro and the X-Acto knife. There's a little bit of a lack of precision that you get with these two, but it's not too bad. I just think scissors do a little bit of a better job. In terms of comfort, I still think my scissors are the most comfortable to use, but I will say I was very surprised with the gyro. It's pretty comfortable to use. It fits in your hand like a pen. And with the X-Acto knife in last place, you definitely get a little soreness on your finger and your thumbs, and it's definitely not the most comfortable thing to hold. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna continue to use my scissors for the majority of my cutting needs, but I definitely think I need to get the gyro into my rotation because this is a really fun tool and I was very pleasantly surprised. There's definitely a little bit of a learning curve with this thing, so if you're using it for the first time, don't get too discouraged at the beginning. It does work really well with curves, but you do miss a little bit of the detail, which makes it a little less precise, but that might be a trade-off that you're okay with. Lastly, I do think this is just a little bit safer to use than your normal X-Acto knife, and I also think if you have pain maybe in your wrist from using an X-Acto knife, the gyro might be something to look into because you definitely don't have to move your hand as much to use it, so it might be something to look into. I'm glad I bought this. It was so much fun to play around with. I'd love to know if any of you have tried this or do you want to try it? Let me know in the comments your experience. I'd love to hear about it. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next Thursday for another collage video. Bye!